Welcome back to Marwell Manor Farm for episode 24 with me, MrSealyp. It's 7:22. I'm at Southview's farm by field 5. Field 5 is cultivated. The bales are all off and they are sat to one side. I leased one of the Anderson bale collectors. I think we've got 83. I think we've got 83 bales here, if I'm not mistaken. 24, 48, so that's 82. Yeah, 83. So there's 83 bales here. These will be for green energy solutions, as I've mentioned before. They're going to be winging their way off to help with that. I'm up to 376 of 750 for them. So yeah, but it's getting dark, so what I'm going to do is in the morning we're going to seed field 5 with cover crop. So that'll be the cover crop done for Harris. That's another one knocked off the list. Then I'm going to start with slurry spreading on field 15 and probably field 21. Because I've got that contract for organic barley and I want to make sure I've got enough, so I'm going to do 2 fields of that. I should really probably be doing another field of sunflower. I'll have a think about that overnight. So, dear MrSealyp, on behalf of Marwell Manor Farm, which is me, I represent a new craft brewery that has recently set up in Knobs Crook, just down the road. It is actually just down the road that way, and then that way a little bit. We are a small brewery that prides itself on local sourced produce supporting the local community. We are therefore seeking a local source for barley used in our craft beer brewing. We are looking for a supply of 60,000 litres of organic barley, to fit with our sustainable approach to production. They must be grown without the use of chemical herbicides and or fertilisers. The use of organic fertilisers is acceptable via slurry or manure, preferably if you're using it from cows. They should be fed organic silage, total mix ration. We recognise the production of barley organically will take more effort and incur additional overheads. We are therefore willing to pay a premium for the supply. Deliver the 6,000 litres to our agent at Greendale Stores and we will pay you an additional 100 per 1,000 litres on top of what the current price is. So we'll work out how many litres we've got, we'll sell it all off and then we'll get 100 per 1,000 litres on top of that. We look forward to working with Sealyp Estates to produce a sustainable organic craft beer. You never know, we may even provide you with some samples. Yours respectfully, Knobs Crook Brewery. So that's going to be the focus, I think, in the morning. For the time being, I think we're there. So I think what we'll do is we'll knock that on the head. I know it's still fairly early, but we've had a busy couple of days. We'll head back, get our heads down in the morning, go around, clean out the animals, feed them all. The cows have all been fed, they're up to date. The horses have all been exercised, they're good. So we're not looking too bad. I'll see you in the morning, I think. It's probably the best bet. Let's get the... don't want to get hit by a car, do I? It's nearly 8:30. It's gone 8:30. Whoops. I might have overslept ever so slightly. So I've got work to do. I wanted to get up around 7, but I might have missed the boat on that. Right, let's sort out... This has worked really well. Been very happy with this. Feed should be alright because when you get them to maximum, I'm not quite on maximum, that's enough for 10 days now, isn't it? On 19, I'm sure it's 10 days. That's missing it all. Correct. There we go. That's better. Now that's silage, that's going to go back in the silage pile. Not going to put in a feed trough. As far as mucking out goes, it isn't too bad. So we'll do the sheep while we're over here. This does now mean it frees up the armour track, which is always handy. We've probably got our first growth on the sunflowers too. I do have a contract, I keep saying, for wall pallets, and I need 10. What am I up to now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more and I'll be able to fulfil that contract. We're not far off that one. Maybe today's the day I'll buy some more sheep. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. Let's get around the back. Oops. Okay. Do need to check on Jeremy, make sure he's okay. He's in here somewhere. Just see him over the back, look. He's doing fine, look, up here's Larry. There's a sheep in grass. Sorted. Right. Let's raise that a little bit. This thing cleaned out. To be fair, this bucket is probably designed predominantly for wheel loaders. It seems absolutely huge on the front of that. But that said, when I used it on 17, it never really fazed me. I always thought, yeah, it doesn't matter, you know. But that does look very big. So let's check on the animals. Chickens will need cleaning out too. They're at 71%. So sheep I've just done. They're alright for feed. Cows, just clean those out. They'll reset in a minute. They're all in the green. Milk 6,000 litres. That's actually increased quite dramatically. That's good. So I can start cracking away at some of those contracts. Right, I need to go to field 5. Let's get the seeding started for oilseed radish over there. And then we'll start slurrying field 15 and probably field 21. That's the jobs for today. Which means leasing a slurry spreader. That down there. Lights off. Close that. Let's crack on. Oh, actually, better feed Delirious on them up here. She's around somewhere. She's hiding in the grass. Right. There you go. Fantastic. Oh, blimey, yeah, look. Look at the sunflowers. Nice. They're going to need all leaning towards the sun. Look, fantastic. They're going to need another spray. Maybe I should get on with that. Let's get that done first, I think. Where did I leave the... Oh yeah, poplars last night before I went to bed. The poplars needed another spray, so that's why. I was wondering where it had gone. I took it over and gave the poplars another bit of a squirt. They're probably not far off done actually. Let's check on the map because they were actually grown quite high. So there you go. So they've had a second squirt, or not squirt, is it? It's a spread, not fruit types. Poplars growth. Oh, not quite there. Not quite. right on these here as well. Okay, right. That'll crack on, and I'll just. Oh, no, it won't. I was saying, then I'll just come round and tidy up the bits it doesn't do. Get work on that. Build 5. I'm going to get there. I promise. Bottom right, we are set on the oilseed radish. Once this is in the ground, that'll be the contract done for here. That's all we were contracted to do. There we go. Cover crop going in. I'll do a couple of passes around the outside first, and then I can set the worker off. That way it shouldn't come into contact with any trees or collisions. It will still probably miss a few bits here and there depending on the angles, you know, that we're driving at, and then I'll just come in and tidy up afterwards. That way we can get with the slurry. I must admit, even though I play on like ×1, I play on standard time. And I know I've talked about this a lot before. Lots of people ask me why I do, and a lot of other YouTubers generally play at ×5, so it gives you a more realistic kind of work day ratio. You know, it would take you an entire day to do a field, not, you know, half an hour. Which I get, that kind of makes sense. That said, the days are absolutely racing away from me on here. You know, I'm putting however many hours into doing all the various different jobs, and before I know it, normally within an episode or two, I'm on the next day. Honestly, I don't know where the time goes. It's quite scary. We are getting through the contracts. When you think I was called over from Felsborough to take on the contracting and get this all working, we're doing all right. We've done quite a few contracts already, got a few out, under our belt and out of the way. With this one here now, this will be another one done. We are just over one bale shy of finishing off another one. The milk ones are continuing, the eggs ones are continuing for the Lord of the Manor and Mr. Cornell. The archery target one will be done soon once the poplars are ready to harvest. So yeah, I've got a couple of ones that are a little bit, I know I mentioned it a while back. It was very kind. Farmer Pierce offered to help out by taking on some of the contracts, and I know a couple of other people said, you know, how does it work and could they kind of subcontract jobs from me? And the thing is, I don't know, I'm in two minds on that, and I know it sounds a bit arrogant, but people send in their subscriber contracts to me because they want me to do contract for them. They want to, you know, that's how they get the shout outs, it's how they get, you know, a bit of recognition and a bit of, you know. And if I then just palmed it off to somebody else and said, oh yeah, look, do you do that, I can't be bothered, it doesn't say very much about me as a person. And it also then means that person doesn't get the kind of the shout out they were looking for. So, you know, whilst I do appreciate the offers, and it's very kind of people to say, you know, you've got a lot of contracts on, can we take some off your hands? You know, there's a reason why I still do them all. thank you anyway, everyone who offered. We do need to get those bales sent off. Mind you, to be fair, I was supposed to be doing them in 36s. Not quite sure why I was supposed to do them in 36s, but they all need to get shipped. That's one pass. That's what I'll do. I'll do the next one. Get the work going. And then we'll get over and get some slurrying done. I did some slurrying on Mercury using the new horse stuff. So I said I was going to use some of the Samson stuff because I haven't really used it. We haven't done a lot of slurrying on any of the Let's Plays yet. Done a lot of, I haven't really done a lot of muck spreading. It's been mostly fertiliser spreading, but what we will do is get some slurrying done. So I think we'll let them get on with it. I'll see you at a moment in the store because I'm going to check horsepower requirement of the slurry spreader, because I might be able to do it with the Massey. To be fair, this might not be a bad time to upgrade the Massey. We'll have a look and we'll see. I really couldn't be more annoyed right now. I let a worker get to work on field 5 and I had the worker working on this field here, field 18, and I thought, while that's going, I'll nip off and do a couple of household chores, get the washing on, a few things like that, you know, help out. Took my eye off the ball. It's my own fault. Should never trust the workers, and here's why. My field that was supposed to be for organic barley, this idiot has jumped the fence. That field's done. I've just gone round and done the extra bits, and it's gone and done patches all across here. If we look in the look, so I now can't use that for the organic barley, because that's now got chemical fertiliser on it. So that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to turn my attention to field 21. That's going to have to be the one we mainly go on. I'm going to go and upgrade the tractor. We'll see how much money we've got left. I did think, even because we used field 3 from the Battersby family, and I was going to buy that field, but that's already got fertiliser on it. So I can't do that either. I've just got to hope I get 60,000 litres off of field 21. Oh man, I'm so frustrated. Anyway, let's go to the store and see if we can upgrade this tractor. Now I was thinking it does mean we're then short a front loader. We're not, because we just bought a telehandler. So pallet forks, bale spikes, log grabs, anything that I've been using this for, I can use the telehandler. So this will be an upgrade. Now I couldn't remember or not whether the Massey Ferguson Black Edition was out for 19. I don't think it is it? I'm going to be proved wrong now. So I haven't had a chance to check in the store. Now what I might do is... What front loader forks there? No. I'm going to leave the front loader forks here just in case. Better safe than sorry. That tractor has worked absolutely fantastically. Haven't had any issues with it at all. 72 grand, is that all? Oh man. Okay, so up to 766. I think I was thinking of the Fent Black Beauty. That might have been what I was thinking of. Right, so what do we have available? Now, there's the 8 series. 250 grand. That's actually not too bad. What's that got to? 400 horsepower, doesn't it? The 837, yeah. Cool, takes up to 300 grand though. Wide tyres and weights. It's a beast. It's a big old tractor, isn't it? Hmm. $303,000. If I'm spending 303,000. No, when I start get up into the tracked stuff, we're looking at 400 plus, aren't we? And plus, we got rid of a track one, didn't we, to have the baked bean delivered. We did a swap. So, you know what? I'm upgrading the Massey. That was what I intended to do. Wide tyres and weights. Let's buy it. That's a big chunk of change. Okay, next up then, we need to lease the slurry spreader. We're going to go with the big Samson. I think the PG235 is the biggest one we got. Yep, and we're going to use the drag hose, the 36 metre that goes with it. So we'll lease that. And the drag hose. Cool. Oh, that is big, isn't it? Very nice. Samson's huge. Right, let's fill up with slurry and then we'll hook up the drag hose, I think, rather than trying to manhandle it all around. This is a 32 or 34,000 litre. I forgot to look. I just knew I was going to get the big one. Didn't look at how much. Come on, slurry up. I always think of something, a real corny dad jokes, they're always in there, aren't they? Chuck them in, why not? Right, that didn't cost us too much. That's good. Now this does say it requires 350 horsepower. We've got 400. So we've got enough. Generally speaking in game, the horsepower requirements give you a fair bit of leeway until you get to hills, and then that's when you really notice. On the flat you can normally get away with vehicles that have got a lower horsepower than the requirement says it needs. This is massive. Beacons. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now then, this is the plan. I don't know if it's going to work or not, we'll see. The plan is to slurry fill 21 and then come over it with the Colty plough so I can get those bits ploughed out because it's got a different I don't know, it should work. At least I'll be able to see where I'm coulter ploughing because of the soil stakes. At the moment, because I cultivated it first, I didn't think I should have done that. Beacons off. Let's open up this drag hose, shall we? It's going to be big, but we're going to get through it fairly quickly, I think. Now the Vinhuis, I always get it wrong, Vinhuis is under 30 metres, and the horse one is 36 as well, so this is 36. Fantastic. Okay, so to the back one. Let's get going, because that already starts coming out. Now, as you already saw, if you watched my Mercury Farms Let's Play as well, I love the slurrying texture. It's absolutely brilliant. This one, you can see even better on this than I did on Mercury. It's even got a kind of slurry, that kind of khaki brown, a kind of greeny brown. If you've ever been to a farm and you've seen it and smelt it, yeah, you know. Let's go. So this is getting through this at quite a rate. Cruise control on. So what I'll do each time I need to refill, I'll leave the drag hose here and I'll just go off with the tanker. Now I could lease another tanker, drive it here, I could do a fill container, all those other options that are absolutely fantastic. But I'm not that far away, to be fair, from the store. So whizzing back's not going to be too much of a problem. This is pulling this really well, actually. It's that weird green, it's that problem with the console, is you get that view distance problem, and then the bit it's covered has got that horrible green bit. I don't know what's the matter with that, but anyway. To be fair, with the 36 metre spread, we're going to get this done fairly quickly. It's not going to be too horrendous. Don't know what to do with field 15 now. That's annoyed me somewhat. I suppose that should have gone a little bit lower, shouldn't it? Let's see if I can swing that around without having to stop and readjust. Hopefully we won't get caught in the hedge. And we are going to run out fairly soon, so we'll back over and get some more and continue. So then hopefully, if I then come over with a coulter plough, because it will then give me the cultivating look again, if it works, I'll be able to tell where the slurry bits are and the cultivated bits are, in theory. This is not going to work. Okay. Now, will it let me drop it off the back? It will. Okay, right. So, I'll go over, refill. And we'll try that again. See that glistening look? Yeah, it's definitely got that kind of greeny look, greeny brown, slurry look to it. Cool, right. Lost my tractor. How'd you miss a huge red Massey Ferguson? I'll see you back here in a minute then. Put this on. So what we'll do this time, this is load 3. We'll try the pipe out. So L1 and lift and swing. Like so. R1 and then right stick. There you go. That's not so bad, is it? And then we fill up. I mean, you can fill up without doing that, but that should really be attaching to one of those bits there. But it'd be cool if there was a button when you did it automatically that swung round and did it, but it just adds a little something, doesn't it? I think it's only costing about 1,600 a load, I think. See the sunflowers growing off there in the distance. So I say I'm not too sure now with field 21 whether or not I'm going to get 60,000 litres off that. It'd be nice if I did, but it's going to be one of those ones again where I'm either going to get way over and no problem at all, or I'm going to be woefully short. I hope not. What have we got? 447,000. Yeah, like I say, it's not even any point in buying field 3 from the Battersbys because bring that in, and then stick down, pittance on. It's rock and roll. Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's already partly fertilised and that's all chemical as well, so that's not going to help. Annoyingly, I think I'm going to run out. I'm going to need to go and get some to do a tiniest little bit. That's right. Just a few bits here and there. Not a problem. It says. Is that really it? That's the last bit. Actually, I've missed quite a few bits over there. That's, you can see that the green, that it's very odd. Got that fantastic texture here, but then that weird circle round the vehicle outside that's now giving us this weird green texture. I don't know, let's have a quick look. How are we looking at coverage? Oh, it's showing us covered even the bits that I've missed. Although okay, well, this doesn't go very far at all, is it? Oh dear. So how much am I going to need, do you reckon? How much? 10,000 litres? That's going to be way too much, isn't it? We'll get 10,000. Doesn't matter if we've got more than we need. It will be fine. Right, so here's the theory. What should happen now? Because we've got Slurry on the ground. The problem I had was I was trying to culture plough. I wanted the ploughing state but it would give you the cultivated texture, but I had already cultivated the field. So the problem was I was going over with this culti-plough, but I couldn't see where I'd been. So now we've got the slurry on the field first. Hopefully when I culti-plough, slurry state will disappear and the cultivated state will appear, which means I'll be able to see where I've been. Like so. Absolutely fantastic. So that does now mean that once I've been across this entire field, all those bits that were missed before with the plough and cultivator combo will now be done. That's much better. Oh, fantastic. Right. That's going to make my life so much easier, because I could have gone backwards and forwards and hoped to have caught it all, but it just made more sense to do it in a way that was easy to see. So that's why I thought if I get the slurry on first, I can now see very easily where I've been and where I haven't. I do still need to finish the slurrying though, to be fair. It's only a little bit to go. I'm dubious about hiring workers now. What a mess they made before. It's weird, I've never had a worker jump the fence on field 18 before. Mind you though, yeah, see what do I normally do? I normally do a couple of headlands, don't I? I normally start it all off and then set a worker. This time I said, oh, what I'll do is I'll let the worker go, then I'll tidy up afterwards. That was where I made my first mistake. Never mind. Right, I'm going to carry on with the cultivator on here. Slurry spreading will be finished, and then once that's both done, this field will be then ready for seed. And we'll stick the barley in. Okay, 4,400 litres left in the tank of this. I might keep hold of this because I think if I've got to do it organically, what I might need to do is when we get the first growth stage come through the ground. I just realised something. Hang on. It was all well and good going for a bigger tractor. But can't put narrows. Which means, am I doing the first growth stage? It's supposed to be okay, isn't it? I've been caught out with that before. God, that looks awesome with twins on, doesn't it? Anyway, because my smaller tractors that I can put narrows on won't pull this Samson. And one of the bigger tractors that you could put narrows on, you used to be able to, was the Magnum. You always used to be able to put twin narrows on that, and that was brilliant. I think that was a little bit more pricey, wasn't it, to buy that one? Where was the Magnum? 321, actually, it wouldn't have been that much more. Because on 409 horsepower standard, wheels, wheel weights, wide tyres, narrow twins. I could have got that for 300 and, let's say, 26. What did I pay? 303, didn't I? Oh, I should have got the Magnum. What an idiot. Okay. You know what? I lost a little bit, but it doesn't matter. I think that's a better option because I can go up to 435 horsepower at some point if I want to. At 409, that's already 9 horsepower more than the Massey was. So we have upgraded our tractor twice in this episode. This is going to sound nice. That looks so much bigger as well. Okay, we've now got a case magnum. That can do the seeding, but I do need to get that cultiparing done, so... Oh, that was nice, didn't it? Indecision costs money. Mind you, I suppose I was decisive before, but just... decisive without looking at all the facts, that was the problem. Made my decision without all the facts in front of me. Well, that certainly took longer than I thought it was going to. It wouldn't let me hire a worker because it was already registering as having been cultivated, and because it was the cultive plough and not a plough, it wasn't showing it as a different state. So I had to do it all manually. That said, there are a few patches I didn't have to do, and if we check on here now, you'll see field 21. All the red, apart from that tiny dot there, has all gone, so that's in a good state, ready for planting. Seeding. So now we're going to do the barley, and we're going to give the Magnum, our new Magnum, a bit of a run out. Bottom right, I have switched it to barley. I always double check, make sure I do, because I was on oilseed radish. Not that it would be the end of the world, but I'd rather get the barley in the ground now. There we go. I haven't used many case. I'm trying to think what I've used. I've been using the New Holland quite a lot, haven't I? I think I had a smaller one on Ravenport, didn't I? I honestly can't remember. It's terrible. I remember using this one a lot on law folds, and I really, really liked it. I'm sure I've used it since then. I must have used it since law folds. Just can't think when. So the next fertilising state's going to have to be slurry again. I suppose I could muck spread over the top. I suppose I could. I'm not sure how that's going to pan out. Yeah. This thing's got more than enough grunt to pull this. Very happy. I mean, I suppose I can't remember what the horsepower requirement. I'm thinking the horsepower requirement was 450 on this, but it wasn't, was it? I'm sure it's less. It's only about 280. It's something. There is a power requirement for the Great Plains. I can't remember what it is. Not off the top of my head anyway. Regardless, this is working really, really well. I suppose I've got to try, pick a point, looking at where that's landing and saying to myself, the little screen on the pillar, if I keep that lined up, we might. That wasn't too bad. So if you look at where that is, and look at where the seeder is, I'm a little bit over. If I try and come over, so it's just the top of that, about there. That's alright. Got a bit of an overlap. It does mean, so I could use the mine's gone blank. Oh dear. The things, you know, the things that go down when you're... Doesn't matter. That wasn't so good. Okay. Let's go back out to there. The seeding is continuing on field 21. I thought I would grab this. And we're going to head over to the livestock market, borrow their trailer and get some more sheep. I do like the sound of this. Let's look inside. Whoa, it's a bit wibbly. But that's more me than the actual truck itself, I think. God, this one's shit. I better ease off a little bit, don't want to do too much damage. Now, I've got the problem that the last couple of things I tried to hook this up to didn't want to know. This might not hook up to the trailer, which could be a nuisance. Please hook up, please, please, please. The last one I tried to hook up to was a pin hitch. Yeah, that one's a ball, and it didn't either. So why is it giving me the option for a trailer hitch which doesn't work? Right, I'm always back to the store. I'm going to lease an animal trailer, or I suppose come over with a tractor would have been an easier option. But I wanted to use this. Right, let's get some more sheep. I'll get as many as this can hold. What have we got already? I think we've got black and white, haven't we? I do this every single time, don't I? I can never remember. Sure, we've got black and white. Oh no, just white. 17 we've got. Okay. $21 grand. Ooh. This will increase production of our wool somewhat. Right, well, we've got a few bits done. Contract on field 5 complete. Contract for organic barley started, and that's in the process of being seeded. that didn't quite go to plan with the mistake that was made over on field 15 by the worker. Our sunflower contract that's ongoing has now had its second squirt, so that's alright. And I think our poplars are ready to harvest, I think. So all this kind of slots into place every now and again. Sometimes there's a bit of a delay, but a lot of the times it works out fine. I haven't checked actually to see the horses are going to need feeding. Barris's horses here at the stables are going to need sorting out, but I didn't actually think to check. Let's just pull over. What are their value? What are they up to now? 26. I thought it was on 26 already. Or was it 21 we were at? Okay, they're all going to need exercising again today. They're in the orange for everything. They've been like that for a couple of episodes, haven't they? I mean, they're not in the red. They've got plenty of food, but I'm going to need to sort them out. And the 2 for Farmer Foley. Going to need water and straw as well. That's not a problem. So I'm going to take these sheep back and we're going to feed, water and sort them out before the next episode. Potentially then next episode we're going to be on to archery targets. I'm thinking if the poplars are ready to go, I'd like to release the poplar baler and give that a go. Right, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're getting the contracts done, we're getting through them. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.